Hi Witchcraft Heights families, this is Miss Cerrone. Today we are going to be doing our science activity on ramps and slides. So we are going to see if different items in your house will either roll down your ramp or they will either slide down your ramp. So this is the worksheet that I have used. So before I started making my ramp. So I have my ramp here. I used a box and I cut a piece off, and then I taped the top so I have a slant going down. So I will be able to use different items to see if they are going to roll down my ramp or they are going to slide down my ramp. So after I made my ramp, I started making a list of things I have in my house that I either want to roll or slide now that my ramp is completed. So before I picked my own items that I have in my house, I did look at this worksheet for some ideas. So on this worksheet, we have some pom-poms, a tube, a ball, a crayon, cars, and an apple. So this says all of these items would roll down your ramp. So depending what type of ramp you have, it might not always roll and it could slide. So for some items that might slide, you have letters, rocks, animals, a magnifying glass, and blocks, along with a paper clip. So I don't have all of these items in my home. I searched for some and I just couldn't find them all. So I came up with my own items that I could use during my ramps experiment. So these are the items I came up with in my home. So I came up with my items, I made a list, and then I went around my house and I put all of my items into my bucket. So this is my bucket full of all my items that I'm getting ready to test with my ramp. So let's begin and see how my ramp does. So the first section I'm going to test out is which items are going to roll down my ramp. So I have blueberries, a marker, a ball, an egg, and I have thread. Okay, so now that I have picked all of my items that I'm going to see if they're going to roll, I am going to begin to test out these items, starting with the blueberries. So let's see how my ramp does. And since I am using some food items, I am gonna put a blanket back here so it does stop the items from rolling off the table. So this will be like a little barrier. All right. So I have all of my items here, and I'm gonna start with my blueberry because that is what I put first. So I'm gonna start up here, and let's see if it rolls. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, it did roll. That was really quick. All right, let's go to our next item, which we have a marker. Let's see how this does. I'm going to put it so it's flat. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, that one rolled too. All right, now I have my third item. I'm going to see if it rolls. I have one of my dog balls. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, nice. That one also rolled. My next item, I have an egg. I definitely think this is going to roll down my ramp, but I am afraid that this is going to crack. So I don't want to get it on my table. So I'm going to try and catch the egg at the end. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ooh, it did roll and it didn't crack. So my last item that I'm gonna try and roll down my ramp is this thread. So I'm gonna keep it so it can roll just like the marker. So ready? 3, 2, 1, and roll. Nice. So I picked 5 items to roll, and all 5 of my items did roll down my ramp. So now I'm gonna move on to my items that are gonna slide down the ramp. So the first one I have is my block. I wonder why I think this one would slide and not roll. This looks like a different shape than the ball. This is round, so it rolls, and this will just slide down. So let's test it out. Let's see if it will roll or slide. I think it's gonna slide. Ready? Ooh, it did slide, and it was a little bumpy. Now I have a stuffed animal. So I kind of have a big stuffed animal to try. So this should slide down too. Ready? And we're gonna give it a push. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, it did slide down. It went down a little slow because he is so big. Now I have some tissues. This is a rectangle, so I don't think this is gonna roll. 3, 2, 1, and it did slide down the ramp. Next, I have a plastic cup. So this one I think could be interesting. If I put it this way, it's gonna roll just like our thread. But I think if we put it this way, I think it's gonna slide. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And it did slide. So I have one more to test out for our slides. And I have a tiny bead. So ready? 3, 2, 1. Ooh, and it did slide down. So I was able to test everything out on the ramp I made, and it doesn't have to be that complicated. I just took this box and I cut it up, and then I taped this piece on. So it was really simple because I didn't have a lot of materials at my house. So after I tested out all of my different materials, I was able to fill out my worksheet and see if they worked. So they did. I was able to check off all of my things that I thought that they were going to roll and which ones were going to slide. So for your science activity this week, you are going to build your own ramp just like I did, and you are going to guess on how many things in your house could either roll or they're going to slide down your ramp. And this is also going to be this week's challenge. So this will be a great way to have your child participate, and you can send either a video or pictures to your child's teacher on how you built your ramp together. All right, so you can use these activities and use these examples with your child, and then you can also complete a roll and slide sort. So you can do this with your child as well. And you can have so much fun doing a science activity. So please do this week's challenge and send it in to your child's teacher. Have fun. Thanks, families.